Oh, just like that. Can you hear me okay? Everyone live. We're over on the West Ham Network for our Matchday highlight in word show. Thank you for joining us. We've just witnessed West Ham absolutely. What would you say, Matt? What would you say? Annihilation? Is that pretty hard? Is that too cocky? Is that too cocky?
It was a dominant display.
It was a dominant
I don't want to say
display.
dominant because we'll get into it, but I think our quality showed through in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely did. If you are joining us, please make sure you go and hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you do that. That does help the channel out. I hope you enjoyed the Matchday Live. I certainly did. I think we all did. I mean, Matt, we've walked away, going to Villa Park, and beat them 4-1 away from home. I mean, we're talking about. I think Villa are a good team, and I know that we're missing some players today, but they are a good team, mate.
They are, and there's I can say they are and they aren't. The problem they've got is they've struggled since they let go of Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
They've spent the money, but they haven't exactly replaced him.
Mm-hmm.
And that looked very evident for me today, that there was points where they were making counter-attacks. You think if Grealish was on the ball there, running at your defenders, you'd be worried. But that Bailey, that's the money they spent to replace him. And Buendia is a very technical player, but he doesn't really dribble at you. He's one that likes space and passes. And that Bailey, he had a chance in the first half, and that was about it. I don't remember him. But I mean, if you look in the table now, if you don't look at us, you look at them. They're 3 points off the bottom three, and they're only not in 17th from goal difference.
Yeah, and what I think that's going to do for us today, giving us a massive boost in goal difference. What do you think?
For us, again, I was just looking at the table, talking to the chat at the end of the Matchday Live, and I think we've got our goal difference is about 3 or 4 better than Man United. It's about 10 better than Arsenal's.
Yeah,
we're +9 at the moment. And when you consider that we didn't have that many clean sheets this season, I know that we've had a little run now. We had about 4 clean sheets on the bounce, but I mean, I've just got the stats up there. We had 21 shots, 9 on target. They had 9 shots, 3 on target. We had 377 successful passes to their 245. 23 touches of the opposition box compared to their 17, and we had 58% possession.
Let's take a look at the
You tell me who was the more dominant team in the game.
Before we get into the game a little bit, let's take a look at the Premier League table. West Ham currently sitting 4th. Can everyone see that? Yes. After 10 games, we are on 20 points, equal with Manchester City. We've opened up a 3-point gap down to 5th and 6th place, 4 points from 7th, 5 from Tottenham in 8th, and 6 from Everton in 9th, and 6 from Leicester in 10th. I mean, Matt, 10 games, 20 points. I mean, I know you said it beforehand, but talk to me, mate. Talk to me.
Look, the pessimistic old West Ham in me is like, we're already halfway to 40 points, right? I know that's not how Moyes thinks now. Moyes is like, no, we're looking for 6 and up. But considering some people said we were going to struggle this year, and a lot of pundits said, oh, West Ham have got Europe, they're going to struggle. We've got one more game before the international break. Even if we don't get the win at Liverpool next week, international break, we're going to have 11 games played, 20 points, somewhere between 20 to 23 points. Halfway through the group stage in Europe, top of the table, undefeated. What point?
Mental, mate. Mental.
What point?
I don't know.
At what point do I have to stop going? Oh, we're halfway to 40 points, and now I'm like, we're third of a way to 60 points already.
It's mental.
When does the mentality have to change? Because Moyes has changed it.
The thing though is, mate, I mean, the commentator said at the end there, like, I mean, it's every single week we do these shows, and every single week the commentators say it. Like, what an absolute unbelievable job that David Moyes has done. What he's done to our football club. I mean, you can literally.
I was going to say the problem is that the commentators on the games, the people that actually commentate it, say West Ham have done really well, and then you'll go read a newspaper or you'll go watch highlight show Match of the Day, for instance, and we always go under the radar. We never get the praise. So I half expect to see the game today, and they'll turn around and go, "Oh, but Aston Villa had a man sent off, and they were playing with 10 men."
With respect, though, I mean, it doesn't bother me, to be honest, going under the radar. I don't really know.
It is slightly under my skin. It is annoying.
But I'm not bothered by that. I would rather that happen. And to be honest, the main thing for me is that West Ham are turning up week in and week out, proving so many people wrong, including a lot of West Ham fans. And we're sitting after 10 games with 20 points, and we're looking at such a strong, united unit. Such a strong, united unit, mate. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. It's such a fun time to be a West Ham fan right now. The only thing for me is I just want to be there, like physically be there. But apart from that,
mate,
But do you know what, though, Matt?
I'll be honest. I'm so jealous today of obviously, the thing is, weight's worked out for me. I probably couldn't have travelled today anyway.
Yeah.
But could you imagine being in that way end? Like you saw when they celebrated the third and the fourth goal, and right at the end, I don't know if you saw because you was changing where you was going. At the end of the game, they all went over and they were big smiles. And they were all like Johnson's hugging the fans, leaning over, giving them shirts and stuff. Imagine being at that game today. That is why I'm jealous. Is imagine the atmosphere.
I think
they might have some poor travel home today, but you know what? It's worth it for that.
100%. I tell you what, though, mate, this makes it worth it, though, if I'm being brutally honest. I know people say that, but, doing this channel has really opened up, the ability to be able to be as part of a family and be part of the West Ham family. And if you can't go to games, I hope you feel the same vibe from us. I think you can see the raw kind of whatever supporting of West Ham. That's exactly what it is, and honestly, I'm lost for words week in and week out when I do these shows. I really am. I'm baffled. I can't actually believe what I'm witnessing.
I don't know if it was last week or the week before when I was I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I can't remember what game it was and the result. And I was I don't know what to say. And now we're at this point again where you're I said, what point do we have to go, you know what? I said, it's no longer we're halfway to 40. Now we're a third of the way to 60.
Absolutely. Let's I wonder. I'm gonna dissect the game, and I'll jump into the comments after it. But I'm gonna dissect the game reasonably quick because there's quite a lot of talking points, right? So I think it would do it justice if we actually did do it kind of reasonably quickly. So I'm gonna get the kind of where are we here? I'm trying to get it up for me just now. Well, let's just move on to the main talking point at the start. The starting lineup. I mean, the only real change that we spoke about at the start of the game was the potential that maybe Soufal would step in for Ben Johnson, but he stuck with Ben Johnson and he was rewarded in the 7th minute, Matt, with a fantastic goal. Straight away. Yeah, what do you think?
Anyone that wanted to question whether it should have been in or not, straight away. I think me and you could believe it either. I mean, I think if I remember, he may have scored a goal similar in pre-season.
Actually,
I think I said if it starts, Benny starts out on the left-hand side. I think our first two goals are quite similar. Benny's on the left-hand side, drifting in. And this one, he drops back to Declan Rice, who's sitting deep. And like you said, he actually, as he's been doing a lot, and he's really developed his game this season, taking that bursting run, breaking through the lines of the field, carrying the ball, sprayed it out wide to Johnson on the right-hand side, about in line with the edge of the corner of the penalty box. And I said this to Russ at half-time on the Matchday Live. I said, you know what, Matty Target, the left-back for Villa, probably wasn't actually that bothered when Johnson cut inside. He's probably thinking, I've seen this kid on TV. He's not got a swinger of a left foot, but he's not got a great left foot. So, he's probably going to either lay this back or try and chip one into the far post. So I've got him off his favourite right foot. I've done well. And then he just absolutely rifles one in the bottom corner. Yeah. Goes through the legs of the man in front of him, the first man. And that's all. They always talk about that being a key thing. When it does end up going through a player's legs, it makes it late. The keeper sees it later. I've just got the goal on behind me now. And he just rifles it. In fact, Martinez says it late, but even then, when you see the shot behind, the angle behind the ball, it's a fantastic shot. Right?
It's a fantastic goal. It really is, mate. It's a player that's full of confidence.
There we go. I'm back. You hear me?
Yep. Can you? Yep. Oh,
you hear me?
There we are. We're both here.
I can't hear you now. Give me 2 secs.
Right, that's fine. So when it comes to Ben Johnson, I think you've got a player here that's absolute full of crazy amount of confidence. And credit where credit's due. Declan Rice picks up the ball in the middle of the park. He looks over to his right. He sees the space. Ben Johnson's in the space, and he finds Ben Johnson with a beautiful ball over to the edge of the box. Ben Johnson gets forward, he switches the ball onto his left foot and smashes the ball into the corner. And credit where credit's due to Ben Johnson. He stepped up to the plate. I think that's his, is it 6th or 7th game in a row for West Ham?
He's played a few games in a row now, yeah.
And I mean, you're struggling now. I mean, you can't remove him from that position.
Well, that's the point I made at the start, wasn't it? When you asked me at the start of the game, you happy with him being there? And I was like, look, the way he's performed in those games, you cannot argue with the fact that he started.
No.
And then he's actually contributed something today that Soufal's never done. He popped up with a goal.
Yeah.
I can't sit there and this is literally big team nitpicking that you wouldn't see what he did from Soufal.
Yeah.
Soufal wouldn't, in that position, cut inside on his left foot and have a go. That's not sort of fault of Soufal. But Soufal would legitimately just go down the outside.
I mean, Ben Johnson is the youngest player to score for West Ham away from home since Ravel Morrison scored in November 2013 versus Norwich. The thing is, though, we have unearthed a talent. He's come in and he's proven a lot of doubters wrong. But also the fact is, it's taken for an injury to Soufal for Johnson to come in and take a spot. And now what we've got is two big players competing for a big spot in the team. And either way, they've got big games they're both going to play in and are going to get enough game time, because now what that does is it gives Soufal potentially the Ghent game to bring up some fitness, and vice versa. It's just good competition back there, mate. But we're 1-0 up, and one thing I was saying during the game, and I think we were talking about, was the throw-ins and Matty Cash. I mean, he threw that ball every single time. Aston Villa had a throw-in from either side near the goal. It just doubled up as a corner because he was finding the penalty spot every single time. But
massive throw.
Ridiculous. But in the 34th minute, mate, Aston Villa found their way through, got a goal thanks to Ollie Watkins. McGinn hugged the ball on the right-hand side of the touchline. He slips a ball through to Buendena, who gets past Fornals, put a cross in for Watkins, who was unmarked, and he finds the bottom of the net to make it 1-1. It wasn't the greatest of goals to concede, but, I mean, after the recent performances at West Ham, you can kind of let that one slide, can't you?
I don't know if it was just miscommunication or... Because it seemed like Fornals and Creswell both got drawn in to John McGinn. But then Creswell probably should have dropped back as a left back, and he sort of passed the defence duties off to Fornals.
Yeah.
And then he got turned on the byline, didn't he? And Buendia done the right thing, dragged it back into the attacking position, like around the penalty spot. Wasn't the best of finishes from Watkins. I think if that shot's 3 inches further to the right, I think Fabianski saves it.
Yeah.
Fabianski scrambled across his goal, and in the end he's just thrown a foot out, and he actually ends up himself kicking it into the corner, trying to save it on the line. But you know what? In fairness, it was coming at that point. I think,
and they did. They kind of found their feet. They got used to the ball. They were kind of working as a unit. When they scored that goal, you could feel that coming, to be honest. And the best way to react to the opposition team scoring, especially when they're at home, is to go ahead and score. And 4 minutes later, we did, thanks to that man, Declan Rice. I mean, Benrahma, he gets the ball out wide on the left-hand side. He holds onto the ball. I think me, you, and Russ are sitting there going, square it, do something with it, do something a bit different. He held on to it, maybe what we thought was a bit too long. But what he was doing, Matt, was allowing players to come into the game. Villa couldn't get the ball off Benny. Simple football, squared it to Declan Rice. 25 yards out? He smashes the ball into the bottom corner.
I think when he picked the ball up, it was further than that. It looked like about 30, 35 yards.
Yeah.
I think if you think about the fact that the edge of the D is 22 yards, and how far back Rice hits that, you're going 25 to 30 yard range. But I mean, look, he's had quite a few of them recently, Rice, who's had them pop shots from that distance. You're not like, I wasn't expecting it to go in. I think me and you, I don't know if we both said it during the watch along, that we were like, where's Benrahma going? Because he cut in on his right foot, and you're thinking, is he going to have one of them shots that he usually has? And he just kept going and going and going. And you're like, he was running into traffic. He was like running down a cul-de-sac himself, shutting himself off. played it back to Rice, and I was thinking Rice is going to probably spray this out to Johnson. But when they showed a replay from behind the goal at half time, and if you imagine the goal's here, and obviously try and go this way, keeper's there, and the ball goes in off that post. Rice actually starts wide of the post when he shoots. He was wide of the keeper's left-hand post. It went off the right-hand post. You know, a long way through a lot of bodies, but in off a post, he couldn't have placed it any better, Rice, from 25 to 30 yards.
Yeah, I just want to bring a stat to your attention, to everyone's attention who's watching just now. Declan Rice in this season so far is the only player in the Premier League to have the following stats: 10 plus clearances, 10 plus tackles made, 10 plus interceptions, 10 plus aerial duels won, 10 plus chances created, 10 plus take-ons completed, and 10 plus touches in the opposition box. The only player in the Premier League, mate, to have those stats. Talk to me about Deckers.
He's overrated, isn't he? He's overrated, mate.
You can say that again, mate.
He literally adds figures to his value every week.
Yeah.
You know, you have sat and done a couple of the player ratings recently. I sit here and say, do I give Rice, I just give him a 9 because I'm like, I could give him a 10 every week. But every week he gets better. It's like at the moment, I'm at the point now where do a play rating, I'll be like, he gets 13 out of 10.
Yeah.
And today he had 2 goal contributions as well. Yes. It wasn't just, the breaking up of the play. Him and Souček seem to have found a better balance between themselves again. That was one of our sticking points earlier in the season, that they didn't seem to have that balance.
Yeah.
But the bloke just continually puts in, I want to say good performances, but it's like every week's a better performance.
Yeah.
Like, people forget he is only 22. We sit here and we talk about Ben Johnson. When you think about when we sit here and we say about Ben Johnson, we're like, he's a young kid, he's learning, he needs to get the experience. They played in the same academy team together. There's like a year between them.
Yeah.
Like, Rice is 22 and Johnson's 21. Yeah. It just shows you that, and that's nothing against. There's nothing against Johnson. It just shows you how good Rice is. Like,
I want to bring to your attention, though, the following comment as well. 92 touches completed, 68 out of 78 passes completed, 8 times possession gained, 2 chances created, 3 shots, 2 on target. First time both scored and assisted in a Premier League game on his 141st Premier League cap. Declan Rice, lads, that's exactly what we have.
Quick.
Yeah,
bring that back up quick.
Yeah.
Look at that last stat. 141 Premier League appearances.
Yeah.
And he's not even 23.
Yeah.
That's mad. When you think there's 39 games in a Premier League season, so just to try and make it easier, say 40. 48, 120, that means he's already halfway through his 4th season.
Yeah.
Premier League football at 22. Consistent, playing every game.
Yeah.
Like, that's just that. I'm losing words to describe how good the kid is. Like,
it's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player, and there's no point in people trying to find another player, because it's only fair to give them the man of the match. Because right now he is week in and week out giving us that performance week in and week out. And fair play. But do you know what? It's not just about Declan Rice, because we need all of these players in this team, because they are a unit, like I've been saying. Anyway, Matt, let's move on into the rest of the game. Halftime comes. The game is 2-1 to West Ham, and it's been great so far. We come out second half, and very quickly, the game's quite scrappy. There's no ifs or buts about it. And I can't remember the name of the Aston Villa player who literally elbow smashes Fornals in the face, gets nothing for it, and then very quickly, straight after it, I think, is it Konsa, is booked initially for a yellow card on Bowen just outside the box. However, the referee pulls it all back, checks VAR. They quickly eradicate what I would have thought would have been a red card on Fornals.
That's what I thought the red card was. So I can't remember how we got to the position, but it was the follower centre back. It was the other centre back, Courtney Hawes was the elbow.
Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, for me, it was a red card. I don't understand how he's not got a red card, but we could be sitting here all night trying to work out why he didn't or didn't. Anyway, the referee does go back and check. Bowen was tripped up or pulled back on the edge of the box. And the reason why he then received a red card due to VAR was because he was the last man and it was an attacking option. So Konsa, rightly so, deserved to get the red card. But for me, there's a possibility it should have been 2. 2 red cards.
I did wonder for a split second whether that was going to happen. I was like, but I thought, you know what? There's no, he can't, he couldn't give both.
Yeah.
I think. Because once he gives the first one, that's like when the play stops.
Yeah.
So if he gave the first one, which I thought is what he was going to give it for, I thought that would have been it. I thought it would have been that one.
Yeah.
And then when they played on, like, because we were sitting there and I haven't got the sound on, don't want to risk copyright law. So I'm sitting there thinking, because they didn't really show many, like, I don't know what you saw, but it seemed like they showed a lot of replays of the elbow.
They did,
and they showed about 2 replays of the second foul, which again was the second one's a bit more awkward because, like, I think the ball ends up breaking after Fornals gets taken out. I think Bowen like plays it off to Antonio, and Konsa is like wrestling with Antonio, and Antonio manages to turn him and lay it off to Bowen, and Bowen's going through, and Konsa sort of turns off Antonio, and basically I think he like falls into and trips up Bowen as Bowen's running past him. But they only showed about 2 replays of it, and I was like, "What are they?"
He's put his he hasn't tripped him up. He's actually put his hand, his far away hand on Bowen. It's a blatant red card. It is. It's just whether or not
when you go back and see it. I just thought I was like, "Oh, he's booked it." I thought he was going to get booked. The other guy was going to
because the other one's such a drastic elbow in the face. But listen, we need to move on because we've got so much to talk about. So let's move on. The player gets the red card. You think at that point, Aston Villa have gone down to 10 men, that maybe they would go onto the back foot, but if anything, they went on the front foot and they attacked West Ham and they played well and they hit the bar. Hit the bar in the 57th minute. Ollie Watkins, and what a fantastic save! What a fantastic save from Fabianski, wasn't
it? Again, I think that end up coming from a long Matty Cash throw in.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think that was a Matty Cash throw in. It got not cleared, recycled to the right hand side. Same sort of angle, chipped out to same not the same angle for the cross, but the same sort of finishing position for Ollie Watkins. About the same sort of distance out as the goal, to be honest.
Yeah.
This one in the air, it's actually, you know what, considering the height of the ball for the cross, it's a fantastic header. And when I saw it live, I was thinking, he smashed the bar here, we got away with one. And then they showed the replay from straight on, from behind the centre forward to the goalkeeper. Fingertips of Fabianski, it was a phenomenal save. Tip it onto the crossbar. And if that goes in, who knows what happens in the game.
Absolutely. Let's skip forward, though, to the 80th minute, when West Ham extend our lead to make it 3-1. A long clearance from Rice, and what an absolute fantastic number 9 striker's header flick on from Antonio, who finds Bowen, who latches onto the ball. He's literally going in on the goalkeeper. I think the ball slightly gets held up, so the defender gets time to get close to him. He could square the ball to Fornals, but he decides to shoot. I tell you what, though, Matt, we can't fault the guy for shooting because we say it week in and week out. Shoot, or your final third. Either way,
never shoot enough.
Yeah, or you would dig
but
them out.
He made the right decision. He shot across the goalkeeper. That's what we don't do enough of. He's shooting across him because, as you see with the goal, on his right foot, he shoots for the far post. So the only thing that Martinez can do is save it, and as he spills it, you can't hold that shot, so he has to parry it.
Yeah.
And Fornals is there on the back post, following up for the tap in.
Yeah, and he gets it. He taps it in, gives West Ham a cushion, a 3-1 lead. We've got 10 minutes to go into the game. We're sitting here in total cuckoo land. We'd have no idea what's going on. But literally a couple of minutes later, Jared Bowen steps up to finish the game to make it 4-1. A cross from the left is met by Lanzini, who slips the ball but manages to square it across to the 6-yard box for Jared Bowen to slot home to make it 4-1.
Again, there, though, you missed out on was the number 9 play.
Yeah.
Because it was a ball, wasn't it? Fed into Antonio.
Yeah,
and he
dropped his shoulder, didn't he?
Yeah,
he rolled the centre back.
Sprinted forwards.
Yeah,
actually picked out the right pass to pick out Lanzini, who, in fairness, probably could have shot. In the position he was in, you wouldn't have argued him shooting. He was actually at a better angle than Bowen did for the third goal. But as you said, he unselfishly just laid it across to the far post for Bowen for a tap-in. And that was game, set, and match.
Game, set, and match. 4-1 away from home at Villa Park. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. So let me jump into the comments and see what everyone is saying, because we will need to close this off. But myself and Matt, we're doing the player ratings tonight. We up for it?
Yeah.
Let's say about 9 o'clock. Yeah, we'll get it all set up for about 9 o'clock. Long Dark Tunnel's in the house. He's saying, there you go, the Hammers. That was fun. It was. NWO saying we are effing massive. Second and next week, absolutely. Cross Hammer. Lovely jubbly. Reese is in the house. What a time to be alive. We're going to do the Scouse next Sunday from Ricky. Acid, we weren't great, but we were massive. Don't care as long as we get a result. I thought we were actually all right, to be honest. Ricky, Irons, leave us out. What are we, mate? We are massive. What a great win. Come on, you Irons. Frank Butcher, way, I'm back. Can't get enough people laugh out loud. Frank is saying we are massive. God, I love football from Howard. Long Dark Tunnel saying should have been 2 reds. Matt, you're just doing your makeup. Can't wait for the open top bus around East London. Oh, my word. Reese, it's written in the stars, right? Mark Noble holding up the Premier League trophy on his final season. Don't, Reese! Could you imagine? Oh, my word. Howard Ailes, go West Ham. Steve is saying that was fan-ham-tastic, massive West Ham United. Russ has gone to get another 50 packs of Haribo. Trev Jib is saying amazing times. Best West Ham United have been in my lifetime.
Definitely mine.
Yeah, definitely mine as well. Yeah. Jay Woods, Irons. Lawrence is saying the positivity from this team is massive. Graham Lindsay, 2 reds should have been shown, but we are effing massive. Stuart K, West Ham to win by 2 clear goals, 4-1, 20 quid stake. Beautiful, 100 to collect. Well done, Stuart K. Well done, mate. Long Dark Tunnel, Johnson's goal, fantastic, mate. It really was. And Neil, only surprised is that we conceded a goal and a poor one at that. Yes, but you know what, Anil? I got to let it slide. I will let it slide because I think to myself, do you know what? You know, how many games have we played now recently where we haven't conceded a goal? And I think if you concede 1, Matt, and you go and score 4, you can kind of let it slip.
Yeah. Look, let's put it in perspective. Would you rather, I don't know, like, you always want to win, but do you want a 1-0 where you just shut up shop?
Yeah.
I know the defenders and the goalkeeper say, well, no, I want the clean sheet because they get their bonus for clean sheets. I don't get their bonus for goals. But do you want a 1-0 or do you want a 4-1?
4-1 makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Steve is saying Declan Rice
goals
was
are fun,
man of the match.
So Nigel's phrasing it.
Yeah,
goals
absolutely.
are fun.
Howard Ailes saying, come on, West Ham. Crazy Call saying we are playing belong the ridiculous now. That 4th goal was a joy. It was. The whole build-up play with that 4th goal, mate, was. It was clever football. It was passing football.
It's clinical, which we're not. We haven't been recently.
You know, feeding every player the ball, every player getting a touch of the ball as well. It's brilliant. It's brilliant football. Mark R, we are massive. Another super game. Rice and Johnson being interviewed. Bowen was immense today. How good was Johnson? You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Dabs is saying we had an advantage against Liverpool next week as we're probably going to play our B team on Thursday. They're playing Atletico Madrid and we'll probably play their first team. I don't think we'll play our B team, if I'm being brutally honest. I don't think we will. I think it'll be a strong mix of first team and Europa League team.
Yeah, but he's normally made about 4 or 5 changes each time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Whereas they will literally have to put their first team out.
Yeah. We're in a position to attack Liverpool in our next league game. Shift of mentality. Mark R saying our final third passing tonight was excellent. But Liverpool have a day's extra rest, but who cares? We can beat anyone. Lee Vasallo saying just goes to show the game is not all about money. Moyes has proven that. And speak for yourself, I've always behind our team no matter what the outcome. Lee Vasallo, it's an absolutely fantastic comment. It's so true. The game is not all about money. Moyes has proven that. He has, mate. He has proven that with an abundance. We were better with Lanzini and Benrahma's position under threat. It's a good point, Anil. I thought we were actually better at attacking when Lanzini came on. I thought we were. It's no disrespect. I thought Benrahma had a good game, but not the creative game that we're looking for as such with his style of play. Here we go. We've got a fan. We've got a fan coming live from Villa Park. Here he is. Stel, can you hear us okay? No.
Tried to connect to him at half time. We couldn't hear him.
Yeah, we'll do that. Howard Ailes is saying West Ham go. Andy Miles was there. Benny doesn't dominate. Lanzini can get on the ball and use it. Benny gets the ball and thinks goal. Benny looks tired. Howard Ailes saying 4-1. Luke Legend is saying, I reckon we will top the table in March and in Palace Ice Caps will melt sufficient time in Ireland of 35 years. Absolutely. Benny's potentially still young and he ain't finished.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you? I don't know if you can hear me though.
Yeah, we can hear you still. Yep. On you go, mate.
Breaking
what
up,
do you
mate.
think? Go on.
Just talk.
You were fuck you.
you don't fall back when you want it.
Oh my word! They're on the train station, so it looks like they're having a little bit of an entertaining time on the train station there. Where is it? Yeah, Lanzini, older, more experienced, has got good football brain, IQ. Howard else saying Johnson did amazing. Eamon Green, Johnson is good, but had a lot of learning to do, but you can easily see his potential to be a world-class player. Mark R is saying leaving Johnson in with a genius, and he scored a crack of a goal. Rice was another beauty, all of our goals. Ben Johnson is the new Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson only played 12 games for us, though. Literally only
Something
played
mad,
12
wasn't it?
first-team games, yeah.
Like half a season, and he was sold.
No, it wasn't even half a season, mate. He played literally 12 games for us, and he was gone. Still, talk, mate. Talk.
Have you got any of your own songs?
There we go. There we go. Stell's connection is just absolutely outrageous. I'm going to go up as far as I can. Eamon Green says Lanzini passing on a different level for me should make him our technical or passing coach when he retires. The Smiths 1986. Bone was never a 90-minute man last season. I don't know if he's worked on his fitness or something has clicked, but it's a good sign of our club. Benny, I think, needs some of Bone's confidence. He's probably the same ability, but not the same desire. Jonathan Boyce, I'm more surprised we had no injuries from that game. Bandy G, Benny is more of an individual than a team player right now. All of them years of suffering are finally over. SA 1999, it's strange to say, I think DM is enjoying managing West Ham more than he did at Everton. When you think of his success, the reputation he gained for himself, how well he did for them, it's surprising. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'd take a 1-0 against Liverpool anytime, Matt. Stevie 51. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I would take that right now. Stevie 51, awesome today. Brilliant. So good to see us full of confidence. I've waited 55 years for this. Trini, we should only think about shutting up shop if we take a lead against City or Liverpool. But having said that, both are suspect counter-attacker. Gaza's in the house. Hi, Anton. Hi, Matt. Hope you're well. Still needs to get away from the crowds, clogging up the network. Someone ring Peach. I'm getting a bit worried he's disappeared in the hoods. Gaza, we were a bit sloppy today. Even Rice said it would be, hey, 4-1. What a result. So pleased for Johnson. GP, still disappointing again. Still disappointing again. Thank God of Anton and Matty. Lanzini was unselfish for Bowen's goal. And that's it, mate. I'm going to bring the show to an end. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Join me and Matt later on for the player ratings, about 9 o'clock. Maybe a little bit later. We'll try and get it set up, but we're aiming for about 9 o'clock. Unbelievable. West Ham have walked away with 3 points away at Villa Park. We're 4th in the league. Yes, we are 4th in the league. 10 games, 20 points. We are on. It's just we're on fire. We're on fire, mate. Matt, any last words you want to say?
We are massive.
We are massive. Come on, you Irons! Yes. See you all soon. Take it easy. Come on, you Irons.